Here we are at the Masterpiece Caravans factory. We're about to go for a walk through the production line and let's go see where magic happens. Stage 1 is the arrival of the all-important Caravan chassis, and we use a Road King chassis. Upon arrival of the chassis, it's most important to check the size and the dimension of the chassis. So we check for length, width, the position of the axle, the position of the water tanks, where the step is, where the wheel arches are, to ensure that this van will be balanced correctly for your towing requirements. This is the first stage of the quality control process. It's very important that all these dimensions and checking of the chassis is correct, because everything we build inside here is to suit the actual chassis and what it's ordered from. Let's go have a look at a chassis that has its floor put down. During the next stage, we apply the actual floor to the chassis. We do this by screwing it to the floor and using a special adhesive to bond it to the actual chassis. Once the walls are constructed using the fiberplast framing, they are then attached to the chassis using multiple bolts along the chassis rail. Super important when attaching the wall to the chassis is ensuring that it's sealed between the chassis and the actual wall itself. Now that the walls are securely fixed to the chassis, let's go build a Caravan. During the building phase, a few critical components come together. To my right is where all the Masterpiece Caravans furniture is built in-house. During the building process, all the handcrafted furniture by the experienced cabinet makers makes its way inside the Caravan. It's all put into place, screwed, glued and stapled. The front and the back of the van is put on, and finally the roof, and then we wrap it in the air cell insulation. Once the van's been insulated using the air cell insulation, now it's time to wire the Caravan. The traditional method of wiring a Caravan and insulating the Caravan was done with the polystyrene grooved out for the cabling so you can run your cables through the framing. The new Masterpiece way of doing it is using the air cell insulation with the cabling going off the top, ensuring you have zero loss of thermal property. Super important when wiring a Caravan is to separate the 240 cable from the 12-volt cables to avoid any future potential issues. The Masterpiece Caravan's roof is one of the strongest and most important structural features of our Caravan, and as you can see, that too is wrapped in the air cell insulation. We did say the Masterpiece Caravan's roof is one of the strongest roofs on the market, and here we are to prove it. So with the unique Masterpiece Caravans construction method, you actually can put 3.5 ton on top of this roof. During the next stage is where the Caravan starts to take its external appearance, where we apply the composite sheeting on the top and the tough as nails checker plate on the bottom. Unique to the exterior of a Masterpiece Caravan is its custom Raven Coat checker plate, as well as its marine lined flooring for the tunnel boot, as opposed to the galvanised sheeting most manufacturers use. The decals are on, and now your Masterpiece Caravan is really starting to come to life. It's entering the external finishing stages of the production line process, and it's a really exciting time of the build. As we near completion of your Masterpiece Caravan, it's now time for our internal team to do their thing. Qualified electricians and plumbers now also do their bit to make sure your van is compliant and meets all the Australian standards. This is it, your Masterpiece Caravans is nearly complete. Super important at this stage is that we fitted everything internally and externally as per your specification for your new Masterpiece Caravan. Now that your Masterpiece Caravan is complete, it's time to do our final quality control checks, test the electrical, test the plumbing, and the all-important weighbridge. As can be seen, Masterpiece Caravans has various stages in its production process. All these processes are documented via our quality control system, and multiple photos are taken, up to 400 in fact, to document your whole building process. All checklists and all photos are uploaded into the quality control system. This gives us a history of the construction of your van, so if ever we have a future issue, we can revert back to the photos, back to the construction process, and identify exactly what could potentially have gone wrong. To give you, the customer, a further insight into the Masterpiece Caravan's production process, we even offer to send you photos during the build of your Masterpiece Caravan. We hope you've enjoyed the insight into the world of Masterpiece Caravans. We build a very innovative and unique product, and as you can see, a lot of research and development has gone into the construction method, Artec Construction. We pride ourselves on our production facility, and we invite you, the customer, for a factory tour to see exactly why Masterpiece Caravans is a leader in the off-road market. For more information or to book your factory tour, head to masterpiececaravans.com.au. On behalf of Ramon Raffaello, the owner and director, myself, Bobby Petrusevsky, the general manager, and the entire team at Masterpiece Caravans, we thank you for the opportunity to showcase our product, and we look forward to seeing you soon.